All right, folks, we're up next here in Middleweight Superstock, next to the last race to go out today. All those participating, Middleweight Superstock is going to be number 46, Gage Reese, number 328, Michael Hawkins, number 8, Mark Harper, number 599, Peter Tabor, number 8X, Neil Carlson, 415, Ryan Luke, 918, Joe Washburn, 83, Austin Carpenter, 171, Dana Wilson, 49, Brian Childry, 99, Chad Swain, 44, Scott Peck, 00, Steve Kazicki, 32, David Purcell, number 351, Amanda Mayhew, and number 916, Justin Calico. We drop into the first turn. We're on board with Gage Reese. We're going to see who's going to get the host shot and get out of this first turn squeaky clean. Trying to get us a leader here. We heard into turn 6, Satisfaction. They head toward Agony and Ecstasy. We're trying to get you a leader, but clearly there is a leader out front. Second and third are close in pursuit. Fourth has got a pretty good gap, and fifth as well. First, second, and third is starting to pull away from that fourth place rider. We'll try to get you his name up here as soon as scoring can get us something, or one of us can spot him. Come through attitudes, they're still pretty close. As they come into Tooele turn, heading toward the clubhouse, the first place rider is clearly checked out. Second and third have swapped coming out of the Tooele turn. And we're in the fourth. You know, just calling it as I see it, it looks like a Canadian is up front. But I could be wrong. We'll tell you momentarily as soon as they cross the line here. We couldn't get a good read. As they come through the line, we've got Chad Swain, the Canadian, up front. David Purcell in second. Austin Carpenter in third. Peter Tabor fourth. Joe Washburn fifth. Brian Childry sixth. Neil Carlson seventh. Number 8, Amanda Mayhew playing with the men. Number 9, Scott Peak. Number 10, Gage Reese. Number 11, Michael Hawkins. Number 12, Calico. 13, Dana Wilson. And 14th is Ryan Luke. So the Canadian, Chad Swain, finally putting his stamp on this round of the Masters of the Mountain, has pulled a sizable gap and is out front, turned to 139.8 on his first lap. Purcell and Carpenter battling yet again in another class for second place, and it appears Carpenter has overtook Purcell coming out of Ecstasy, heading up toward Attitudes, and Purcell is looking to get it back with Tabor right there in fourth. We're on board with Gage Reese as he's trying to make progress and get by Scott Peck in ninth. We come into clubhouse, and the Canadian Chad Swain out front and checking out as Purcell and Carpenter battling back and forth, along with Tabor, who's now closed the gap, and it is a three-way battle for second place as Swain continues to try to get away and get a clean line. These guys are pushing it as hard as they can here. Swain out front turns a 138 flat. Purcell turns a 139.1. Carpenter a 139 flat. Peter Tabor a 138.6. These guys are really getting with it out here today in this middleweight superstock class, as it is a battle royale toward the tail end of the day. As we're on board with Gage Reese as he drops into the first turn. Tabor trying to make a move on Purcell and Carpenter, who are battling it out as they drop into Agony, coming out of Ecstasy, and Chad Swain is just absolutely gapping the field. The long and lanky Canadian pulling away, showing his speed there as he drops through the attitudes and absolutely gaps second, third, and fourth. as we've got it. Swain drops through the clubhouse turn, drops into windup. And it appears that Carpenter's gotten by Purcell, and Tabor has made the move and is in third place. They're battling as they come around the last turn. Swain clearly pulling away, and it is on like Donkey Kong for second, third, and fourth, as it will be at the line. Carpenter, Tabor, Purcell, Childry. Chad Swain turning one of the quickest laps we've seen today, a 137.4. Carpenter, a 138.7. Tabor, a 138.6. And Purcell, a 139.8. As we're on board with Gage Reese as he tries to make his way through this stacked rear pack of 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th place racers. We're on board with him as he drops into turn one. As we lose him coming out of turn one, we'll flip over to a different camera. Back to the leader, Swain, out front. Coming out of Ecstasy, driving toward the Attitudes. The gap between Carpenter and Tabor has lengthened, and Purcell has dropped back and is in danger of losing that second and third place group. As the real battle on the track is between Amanda Mayhew, Scott Peck, Gage Reese, Michael Hawkins, and Justin Calicote for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And it looks like Mayhew has gotten by Carlson. Peck and Reese are neck and neck, with Hawkins bringing up the rear there. Hawkins trying to make a move as Calicote is losing that group. Back up front, Tabor is all over Carpenter, as Swain is just pulling away and gapping, turning a 137.8 for that last lap. Carpenter a 138.4, Tabor a 138.1. Tabor is on the move and is going to work hard to get by Carpenter here on this fifth lap. Swain still way out front. And Purcell has lost the second and third place group. As we're back on board with the Gage Reese as he tries to make a move on Scott Peck. Getting low. Comes into the final turn. Reese over, hugging to the inside, trying to make a move. Hops into the draft as Peck gets on Mayhew. Reese going to the inside, trying to make a move on Peck as they go into the turn. Reese drops it inside, hangs back, lets Peck have it. He's going to try to get him another time as Amanda Mayhew tries to get away from this crazy battle that is going on. All of them stacked there together. Chad Swain coming out of Tooele, heading toward Clubhouse, clearly gapping. Carpenter and Tabor still all over each other. And the Congo line continues for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th as they head toward Agony and Ecstasy. Peck making a move on Mayhew. Hawkins making a move on Gage Reese. Hawkins looks like he gets around Reese on the outside and heads toward the Attitudes with a head of steam. And the right-hand pin rides up on Peck's rear wheel and is after that group. As we come around, your running order still Chad Swain up front, Austin Carpenter second, Peter Tabor third, David Purcell fourth, Brian Childry fifth, Joe Washburn sixth, Carlson seventh, Amanda Mayhew in eighth, ninth, and 10th as we're on board with Gage Reese as he tries to make a move here through windup heading into release. Peck is all over Mayhew. Peck goes the outside, Reese to the inside. Hawkins is following Reese, trying to stick to the inside. And all of a sudden, there's Calicote making a move on Hawkins as they come out of the release heading into that first turn. Reese again dives to the inside, has nowhere to go as Peck just has a little more, and it's still Mayhew, Peck, Reese, Hawkins, Calicote. In one of the best battles we've seen back in the pack today, as your leader, Chad Swain, has checked out and just laid down a 137.4. Swain comes through the clubhouse, goes through windup, heads into release, going through his last turn, heading toward what will be, I do believe, the white flag for the last lap. Tabor is all over Carpenter. Tabor hugging the inside, trying to get a drive, as Purcell has lost the second and third place group and is gapped by half a straightaway. Tabor driving hard into the first turn, trying to get around Carpenter, as Swain is checked out, and in his head, he is singing, "Oh, Canada." I didn't hear him.
He breaks so much, he's like, his back tire kicks out like that far every time.
And we see the Congo line coming out. You may not see it at home, but we're watching it here live as they come into the Tooele turn. The Congo line continues, and it is still Mayhew out front, pecking behind. Reese jumps to the inside, tries to make a move. This is going to happen. We're on board with Reese as he is stalking Peg. Peg goes from inside to outside, trying to get around Mayhew. Mayhew hugs the inside. Reese hugs the inside, trying to get a drive. Peg goes outside, gets the apex, has a drive on Mayhew. May get her going into the first turn, and Reese is drafting up on Peck. Holy cow, that power to weight ratio of that Trackstar Racing R6 showing what it can do is Reese nearly gets the inside of the first corner on Peck. We're in the last lap. Chad Swain is somewhere pulled over getting maple syrup and singing "Oh Canada." That's the kind of lead he's got going on as he comes into the clubhouse turn. Here's the windup, going to release. Can you say "Oh Canada"? He's got this in the bag if he makes that last turn, and he does. The long, lanky Canadian is gapped the field and will take the middleweight superstock class. Tabor gets around Carpenter. They're coming down the line. Carpenter's trying to run him down, and I don't think he's going to do it. Tabor is going to take it. Tabor takes it at the line over Carpenter, making the move in the last couple of corners. Tabor's done that several times today. He waits, he stalks his prey, he gets the last couple of corners, and then he jumps on it. And the Congo line continues. It's not as close as it was. They're probably not singing a popular song because they're just not that close, but they're still battling it out, trying to get to the end of the line.